Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading. My name is Gabby Turner and we have 4 options here today in this pick a card in which we're going to get a validating, encouraging, sweet, comforting message from someone that you have on your mind. This could be from anyone. This isn't necessarily just romantic, but it's words of affirmation and comfort. Someone who really sees the best in you and sees the best for you and what they have to say specifically to you about this. All right, so each of the 4 options is represented by a little owl. Option number 1 is a sort of, I guess it's mauve, dark mauve owl. Number 2 is a teal owl. Number 3 is, I can't think of what this is called. It's sort of a greenish, yellowish owl. There's a word for that and I can't think of it. And number 4 is a white owl. So you can use the timestamps below once you've tuned into which option seems to be calling out to you the most, and I'll see you at your reading. All right, group 1, who chose the mauve, sort of dark mauve colored owl. This is your reading. I have some other cards here to pull out so we can get a second message. But first, what this person wants to say to you, I think, or to express to you, is that they understand where you're coming from. I feel like they can relate to you at some level. So we have the Magician and the Page of Wands to start off with. I think this is someone, I think what they understand about you is that you are someone who wants to create something. You want to do something. These are both creative energies. You want to make things happen. And this is someone who also has that type of personality. Like, I want to be a doer and a creator. I want to make things happen. And they understand, I feel, what you're going through, because with the 7 of Cups, you're in a place right now where you're a little bit confused about, am I creating something that is true to me? Look at this mirror reflecting back these different versions of her. And it's like in some of them she's like covering her face, and others a little bit less so. But it's like, I think the person that you're watching this in mind for wants to say, listen, we all go through phases or times when we're not sure if we're really living according to our own values or if we're living according to the expectations that other people have for us. And I think that this person is saying, with the Lover's card and the 10 of Pentacles, you choose to build the castle that you want to live in. Why would you waste your time building the castle that you wouldn't want to live in? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because it's a castle doesn't mean it's great for you and what you want out of life. So build the life that you want to live in, is this person's message. And I think also you inspire them to do the same, because they see you going through this process and they understand that it can be confusing. I want to be self-expressive. Creativity and self-expression go hand in hand. And they understand your desire for that. But how do you express yourself truthfully if you're confused by the expectations that other people have of you? If you're just fulfilling other people's expectations, then you're not really expressing yourself. You're expressing what other people want. All right, so let's see what else they have to say here. And I have to consult the book because this is a new deck for me and I don't know what all of the meanings are. Like they've done the elements a little bit differently. Give me a moment here. Okay, so this is the 8 of Wands. We have the 8 of Wands. We have the Star card. Those are great cards, very optimistic cards to start off with. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. That's an interesting mix. These are all very positive and upbeat except for the 2 of Pentacles. And you can even see the way this cat is here. It's like the cat is frustrated by these 2 pentacles. Usually the Two of Pentacles is a card about either uncertainty or lack of resources. But I think that the message here is about playing around with your creativity. Like you can always play around with your creativity, even if you don't have a whole lot of resources. And sometimes that's the most fun. Like things that are created from just minimal resources are sometimes more fun. Like I was just reminded earlier, and maybe I was reminded of this for a reason because it happened so long ago. When I was in middle school or high school, I made this cake at home, like at my mama's house. She just happened to have the ingredients for it. And I'm like, well, I might as well just try to make this, like we didn't have like a well-stocked pantry, but we had the items that were needed to make this particular cake that was in this recipe book. And so I wanted to try it. And I took it to some sort of school function. I can't remember now, and shared it with people. And I was afraid they wouldn't like it, because I'm like, oh, this is just a scrappy cake. It wasn't the most beautiful cake in the world, but people loved it. It was a great tasting cake. And it didn't look bad anyway. It looked appealing in a more like homey type of a way. Rather than like a professional cake, which obviously it wasn't. But it was still a fun experiment to make, and something very positive came out of it. So I think this is just, they're encouraging you that if you feel that you don't have a lot of resources, or if you feel, the Two of Pentacles can be a lack of resources or just a lack of knowing what the outcome is going to be. Like if I try to bake this cake, is it going to just flop? Like what's the point of making it if it's going to be horrible or if nobody likes it? With the Star and the Eight of Wands, it's like, have this courage to go ahead and share with other people what you're creating. Don't doubt it so much. And so it's a very simple message. So don't doubt yourself. Continue to create, even if you don't have a lot of resources, because you can still create something very wonderful. And, this is a lot of excitement and happiness that we have with these cards. And look at this. Look at this, the difference between these two cats, right? This cat just has a pile of leaves, but it's happy. It's like, this is something great to play with. This cat has a toy, but it's like it's angry at the toy because the toy isn't quite what it wanted to be. So I think that the message is like, it's not telling you like you're a bad or a wrong person if you feel frustrated at a lack of resources or something, but it's just reminding you of how much that you can actually create even with minimal resources, and that you bring so much positivity into the world by doing that. Like I think a lot of people were happy to eat this cake that I had made, and it genuinely did taste good. So what if I had not made it? What if I had made it and then not shared it, which I almost didn't do because I was afraid that people wouldn't think it was good enough. When you hold back your creation because of these types of fears, then you are holding back this goodness and fun and happiness and that you can be bringing into other people's lives. So it's not just that you should be doing it for other people, but it is very affirming to see, and it feels very purposeful and uplifting to see that we have brightened someone else's day, or that someone just simply likes something that we made. So in order to get that feedback, you have to put yourself out there. All right, so that's the message I'm getting for you guys in group 1. I hope that you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Hello, group 2. Those of you who chose the Teal Owl, welcome to your reading. It's nice to have you. We have 2 messages here. First, from these cards that I've already laid out, from the person that you have on your mind, of an encouraging, validating message from them. And then we have a second one here from these cards that we'll tap into in just a moment. But I think the first message this person has for you is, I see you as a very dynamic, captivating individual, someone who will fight in order to be able to do things your own way. You won't let anyone push you into a corner and tell you that you have to be a certain way. I feel like this person sees you as very self-contained, very self-aware, and probably someone who can soothe yourself, like this is the purpose of the reading, to get a sort of soothing and encouraging message. But I think this person wants you to know how amazing you are because of this independence that you have. You shouldn't always have to be independent. And I think that they, really are hoping that you feel the warmth of this message. And I think they really want you to know how much warmth you also provide to other people through simply not backing down from doing things your own way, being your own person. You're comfortable in your own skin. I think that's what this person sees. Comfortable in your own skin and comfortable with your own life choices. I mean, we can all make mistakes, but you're someone who, if you do see in retrospect that you've made a mistake, you can own up to it. And that is in and of itself earth-shattering, because there are not a lot of people who can admit their mistakes. But the other thing is, you're a very bold individual and you're not afraid of making mistakes, which allows you to be bold, and it allows you to be someone who has this self-confidence and level of independence, because you're not measuring out your self-worth on whether or not people like you or not. So this person wants to say, this is a very positive aspect of who you are. I really admire this aspect of who you are. Let's see what their next message is to you. We have the Emperor. I have to refer to the book because these cards are a little confusing to me. The Emperor, the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. It's upside down. The Four of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. I feel like there's a message here of slowing down. Like even this Emperor, normally the Emperor is, very noble, and kind of like what we've said up here about, someone who knows what they want out of life, and you're not afraid to take risks and go for it, even if other people, even if you make a mistake. You're not afraid to make a mistake. You're not afraid to ruffle people's feathers if it means that you're living your life authentically and according to your own values and intentions. But here the Emperor is a cat with one of those, what are these things called? Anyway, one of these dome things. I can't think of what those are called, around its head. So it's like, and then we have the Seven of Pentacles, which is about patience and waiting and having to, kind of evaluate what we want to do and make changes if necessary, adjust our sails. We have the Four of Swords, which is also a card of rest. The Page of Pentacles. Again, it's sort of like a slowed down, taking day by day energy. And then the Six of Cups is just about, loving kindness between people. So I think that this person is saying, listen, if you're in a phase where you kind of need to reevaluate and pause and kind of get your equilibrium before you take the next action, I think you're someone who usually likes to take action. You like to be on top of it, making things happen. But they want you to love yourself and be kind to yourself when you come into phases where you do need to kind of like hold back or pause or take a moment. It's okay to do that. I think you're very used to being the opposite of that. And we have the Eight of Cups. I think this person just wants you to see the virtues of both sides of it. There are virtues of this side of it where you're being more active and dynamic and getting things done and taking control of your life. But sometimes we need to pause and let go of control and just kind of be in the flow, We don't always have to be productive. We don't always have to be active. So they just want to remind you of kind of like the benefits of both. And yeah, I think they're saying like even cats don't want to play constantly, usually, right? Cats love to sleep. They love to play and be active. They also love to sleep. I feel like this person really adores you and finds you to be a really special person. You bring a lot of fun into their life. You bring a lot of fun and excitement into a lot of people's lives. But you don't have to be on all the time. It's like, what do they want to say about these periods of rest? Again, I think it's just like being in the flow. Like, be sweet and gentle with yourself when you're in these moments where time is moving a little bit more slowly. And, that's just time to maybe self-reflect or time to focus more on yourself. Sometimes, if the wind is strong, then the sails on our sailboat will take us far. But the sails on our sailboat are not always going to be so lucky, and sometimes the wind is going to be non-existent and our sailboat isn't going to go anywhere. So we have to find the benefit of those moments as well. All right, so this is the encouraging, supportive message from the person on your mind. I really hope that it helped, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, welcome group 3. Those of you who chose the green owl, welcome to your reading. We're going to get one message from the cards that I've already laid out here and another message from these other cards. So we'll get 2 messages from the person that's on your mind, supportive, encouraging, loving messages. And this first message is a little bit different from what I've gotten in the other readings so far. I feel like this person is giving you a bit of an apology. And they're coming from a place of strong confidence. This is coming through as a very confident person overall. And not someone who admits fault very easily or very often. But they are saying, like, I'm sorry that I was so foolish as to not appreciate you as much as I should. This person is realizing, it's sort of like you don't know what you have until it's gone. That doesn't mean that you are gone out of their life. For some of you, maybe you are, but for others, it's like they've sort of awakened to the fact that you may not be around forever for whatever reason. And they feel they want to sort of, what do they want? They're not sure that you are very open to them right now, but I don't know. It's like they want you to give them another chance, basically. Okay, so that's what I have here for this first message. It's an apology. So maybe that will be comforting to some of you to get an apology. Let's see what else they have to say. We have the Wheel of Fortune, the 7 of Swords, the Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Yeah, they definitely want a new start, a new loving start. And Knight of Swords. I think this person is partly saying, listen, I'm always going to be a little bit of a vigilante. I'm always probably going to be someone who pushes people's buttons in certain ways. And so they're saying, I know that I've done that with you. And I know that we've been through a lot of ups and downs. Sometimes you've had to pretend to smile and be okay with things when you really weren't okay with certain things that I was doing. And I feel like they're saying, I got too complacent, or I got too used to being able to just be my unpredictable self without any consequences, or without really thinking about how that affected you. Wow, we have another ace coming out. This person's really hoping that you will give them another chance. I think they do have a vested interest in healing your relationship, whatever that happens to be, platonic, romantic, whatever. Like, they want to bring the love back into it. Again, this is a very proud person, very confident and proud person. Like, I feel that this is probably someone who is very popular, so it's not like they need you specifically to be in their life for any other reason than they just really appreciate you. But again, it's like they appreciate you, but I think sometimes they appreciate you in a way where it's like, you could be the little fish in this bowl. It's like, oh, great. Thanks for like, you know, coming along and like drinking my water. Like, that's a great way to show that you love me. And what is this fish going to be scared is going to happen next, other than drinking the water? So it's like, again, this person realizes you've kind of had to put up with a lot from them, and you've tried to be very patient with them throughout that process. You have put up with a lot. I think sometimes this person's actions may have even scared you. This is someone who I think is reckless sometimes, maybe, or rebellious. And it's just their reckless and rebellious behavior has sometimes put you into a tight spot, or it's just scared you, or but in any case, this person does see an interest here in both of you working this out and healing this relationship. I think the Temperance card, this is coming from them. You don't have to agree with them, but they're feeling this temperance energy. And for me, this card is about tempering things through hardship. It is through a hardship in a relationship that the relationship strengthens. If you learn how to overcome those hardships, because every relationship is going to have them, every relationship, doesn't matter who or how much you love each other, there are going to be obstacles from time to time. And it's like when you temper metal, you have to put it into the fire and you hit it over and over and over and over. So it's just saying, like, basically, we get stronger through our ability to work through tough times. And that's what this person wants to do with you. They want the two of you to let bygones be bygones. It's like they know that it's not necessarily a minor issue, the things that they've done. But at the same time, they're like, well, can we kind of clear this slate anyway? Because at least I feel that I've learned from my mistakes. They know that they are not as good at demonstrating love and care as you are, because you're coming through as the 10 of Cups. You make someone feel at home. You make someone feel like family. They don't do that because, it's not their personality. They're more of like, a rebel, and they'll openly disagree with people and, things like that. They're represented here by the 5 of Wands. This is probably a very competitive person. So their mindset isn't necessarily about comforting people or making people feel loved or putting people at ease. So they know that about themselves. They're not trying to lie to themselves and pretend that this is not who they are. They actually like the way that they are. They don't have a problem with who they are. But they do realize that they care enough about this relationship to continue to work on it. And I feel like we've had the Wheel of Fortune come up twice. They really want you to give them another chance. And I don't know. I feel like on their end, they're like, listen, I'm never going to be a different person from who I am. But you know that I am a loving person, right? That's what they want you to understand. I am a loving person. Maybe I could be a little bit arrogant or self-centered sometimes, but I am still a loving person, and I care about you, and I do want a second chance here. So that's their message. I hope that was helpful, considering it wasn't really on theme per se with what the reading was supposed to be about, but sometimes messages just need to get to us however they get to us. So in any case, you can ignore I have spilt spell oil on my tablecloth. It's got some oil stains here. But anyway, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope that it helped, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. All right, group 4, those of you who chose the White Owl, welcome to your reading. We've got one message here for you from the person on your mind, an encouraging, uplifting message from them. And then we have a second message here in these cards. I think the first thing that this person wants to tell you is that you have a very unique mind and a very unique way of thinking and processing things. And this person admires that, and they want you to know that. Also, they feel that you don't realize the degree to which you have life figured out. Like you've just got some stuff figured out. Like you know what life is all about at a much higher level than the average person. Most people can't keep up with you. I think this person is saying like the average person is much more consumed with superficialities than you are. You're not a boring person, but you're also not a superficial person. And sometimes that may put you out of alignment with the group at large because most people are just more consumed with those superficialities. So in any case, they want you to know that they think you really have life figured out and that you have a wonderful, unique way of thinking and processing things that they really appreciate. Anything else that they want to say about that? So we have the Six of Wands from this other deck that we're about to tap into. I think this person likes being in your head. You know, it's like they like trying to understand your thought processes because it's like it stimulates their own brain. Like they feel like you're a very brainy person, but they're a thinker themselves and they like the way that you kind of stimulate their own mind. So in any case, that's what I'm getting there. Let's look at the other message. We have the Chariot, Page of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Page of Cups. I feel like they're kind of wanting to say the same thing. Let's see if there's anything else, though. I mean, they definitely feel that you're... I feel like what they want to say with the Chariot card here is they're like, you're going so many places without going anywhere. And this person is saying some people go everywhere without going anywhere. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, because you can go visit places in your mind and reach places in your mind that you can't reach otherwise. Like there are worlds within you. That's how this person sees it. It's like you might be here in this chair, but it's like you're taking flight. See all the wings on this chair? I feel like this person is they're comparing maybe their mentality to yours. They're more, it's easy for them to get distracted by shiny objects, you know, or like just by like the drama of what's happening in life. I feel like they just view you as like very wise, like you're an old soul. You're very unruffled. You just have this natural wisdom. And look, even here, like this cat only has one eye, and yet it can see so much. Without sight, you can see so much. Without going anywhere, you can go everywhere. You are a little bit of a conundrum, but they may also feel like you're the type of person who would say those types of things. I don't know. I feel that this person, they want you to know that they do really appreciate this part of you, but they also feel like there is another side of you that is more simple and, you know, maybe, you know, you can get into the drama a little bit. Like this person's like, but I like that side of you too. I like the toilet water side of you. You know, like sometimes we all need to be a little bit vain or conceited or petty or whatever. Like we're all human. And they're just saying, I love both sides of you. You know, so don't be afraid to like allow yourself to be a little bit petty or petty, or pity yourself, or don't, you know, this person's like, I love you regardless. Like there's so much to love here. That's what they're saying. I don't know. Hopefully it makes sense. I feel like that final message came through pretty quickly. And that's what it is. There's no need to expound further, but I really hope that these messages helped you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.